Hello, this is Firebreather238, and we'll be doing a what if Deku had had Koragg as his Quirk Part 2. Yeah, so this is gonna be a continuation to the first one I made, and when we last left off, Koragg and Zuko in this case, show up at the USJ to basically just like fight All Might or pretty much fight the heroes, but he's not really like with the villains anyway. So where I left off, Izuku now the friend All Might sees Izuku or Koragg really right there about to fight him, and oh yeah, we're gonna say he has a few forms. He got not just those two forms you see before. He also has other forms too. I'm gonna go to that later. So Koragg will pretty much like somewhat see like Koragg himself sees only as a worthy opponent as well as a worthy hero than everybody else does. So Koragg pretty like stands there, one like he doesn't even know until you weren't fight him. So pretty much like when Shiraki and Anam about to really fight when Anam about to charge at All Might, Koragg immediately turned toward Anam and used the shield to like block the punch, Anam's punch. And literally shocking the villains and the heroes. They don't even know whose side Koragg's on. And like pretty much he's not even nearly ready to attack the heroes because he kind of like for revenge against heroes. He's there to like challenge and see who is worthy of his time, who's worthy to fight him. And basically Zuko is basically going to be basically Koragg and them are going to be fighting. So pretty much All Might is like, so we're going to say in this version All Might able to use like 50% of his power during a fight. So pretty much everything that happened in the canon didn't entirely happen. Like he has 50% of his power left to fight with. Literally almost Koragg getting kind of on somewhat on his ass beat by Nanamu, but that by this point. Or some like easily trying to get up. So like then let's say All Might charge in somewhat house Koragg, like get the Nanamu off of him, and Izuku doesn't really know what to do when it comes to this case. So but at the same time he does. So at the moment he's trying to think of a strategy how to beat the Nanamu as he is right now. And then when Koragg tells Izuku that he has another, like two other forms that might help him, and literally, Izuku will end up. He will summon the Statros, the horse Megazord. Yeah, so he'll pretty much summon the horde. He'll summon him and fuse him to he'll use power of the centaur, literally, and pretty much this like is strong, like more strong. Like now he transformed to that. He has ego strength to Tsunamo, maybe he's a little bit above that. So we're gonna say. So basically, he's able to charge at the Namu with a few attacks, and with All Might also helping him, able to, or somewhat help him, they can actually took down Namu rather a little quicker than the actual cannon can. And Survok is scratching his neck like a crazy lunatic because of the fact that basically the Wolf Knight just, with them, the Wolf Knight just betrays them all. So apparently he betrayed the villain. So he charged at the Wolf Knight only to get get somewhat hit by these Centaurus hooves and again teleported by Kirigiri out of the way. And once it's done, Koragg just end up teleporting. Then when the hero does show up, literally the villains are gone. So Koragg pretty much just teleports himself out of there before anyone can really stop him. So like, oh my camp wasn't fast enough to really stop Koragg from escaping. Right after that, Izuku will end up pretty teleport back to the woods where Hayao is, and try to train some more, try to figure out and try to that new form he just took. And while that's happening, the heroes and villains are trying to confuse, trying to figure out whose side Korag's on, because he's attacking heroes and villains. They kind of, they don't have to line to know which side when it comes to the law, either he's with or against it. Then the fact remains that after that point, the only ones who knew, the only one who knew about that Izuku is Koragg is All Might, Inko, Bakugo, and Izumi, Izumi, if it sits up there. Pretty much those five know, and then there's also the fact that some of the pro heroes, like not all pro heroes. Never mind. Just say only those five know. So they're trying to locate where he goes every time he teleports, because they know that when they don't know where he is, they think he's a different type of teleportation quirk, but something tells you display with multiple quirks or somewhat different. So once Izuku, so they're trying to understand more about Koragg and everything else. So we're gonna go all the way to the sport. So basically, the sport festival almost plays exactly the same, except for minus Izuku being there, and minus him fight with Shinzo or Todoroki. So basically, Todoroki doesn't use his flames at all. If I remember right, I don't think I'm gonna use his flames in the last video. So Todoroki doesn't use his flames to fight anyone, not even Bakugo. So Bakugo wins, kind of like the can, like he's like jealous that Todoroki didn't use his flames to fight him, so he's kind of jealous about it. And we're just gonna go straight to the Stain arc, which basically Koragg's reputation is also kind of got the attention of Stain. So Stain knows about Koragg. He sees both Koragg and Stain kind of see themselves as equal rivalry. So like they see themselves as worthy heroes, with same as All Might, but also they actually see the world that they kind of as corrupt as it is. So Izuku, so pretty much during the time, but the only difference is that Koragg doesn't see really about killing heroes as really it needs to really change the world, while Stain does. So there's no problem with them. So when so we'll say the only let's say this. Izumi is the only one. I think Izumi's still there. So we'll say everything that Izuku done in the canon during all the way to the Birth of All and the Stain arc, it basically Izumi replaced Izuku in full case. And finish Koragg, then when the Stain arc does happen, so like when Stain was trying to be recruited by the League of Villains, but didn't happen, because that's never gonna happen. The League of Villains kind of hate him, because his personality kind of similar to Koragg, so kind of a little more problem. So they kind of see him as a second Koragg problem. So they tried to get rid of both of them. So like when Izuku based on the move, so Izuku can able to walk around because no one knows what he looks like. So the picture before you is exactly what he looks like when he's walking around. So during his patrols, Izuku sees Stain about to kill another hero, and he doesn't really support it. He pretty much doesn't really care. So he somewhat ignores it. But once he sees that the Ida, because he recognizes people from the attack, so you know that's Izilion's brother or something. His brother. Izilion's brother. So he sees Ida just trying right into the alley where Stain is, and Izuku ends up turning around, literally running into the alleyway to see that Ida on the ground, paralyzed, and Stain about to end it, where Izuku just runs in and transforms into Red Koragg and literally just blocks Stain's sword with his shield. And pretty much Stain is somewhat a little irritated by this, because the fact that he also knows, because two reasons he's affiliated with Koragg, because two reasons. One, because the fact that it depends on what comes to Korra's personality. So he can someone he knows different. There's some heroes, some heroes are not. Most heroes are mostly self-absorbed, only care about the fan fortune for themselves. But also some who care about for people for stuff like that. In Ian's case, waiting for his family, blinded by his own rage, trying to kill Stain because of what he did to his brother. Koragg protects him because of the fact he can kind of see someone who has to fight for the people, and not for really stuff for self greed. And the only reason why he kind of more strong because of the fact that Koragg is really all armor is not really always spot for flesh. I mean, basically Stain's Quirk is almost useless against Koragg. So I would say like the fight would go pretty easy. I would say definitely Koragg would definitely win a fight against Stain. And we're gonna say pretty much that Todoroki brought Endeavor with him. So pretty much so everything having the same stuff. Instead of Todoroki going to the alleyway alone, we're gonna say Izumi, Todoroki, and Endeavor end up showing up when during the fight between Stain and Koragg. And they think it'll take out two birds with one stone. So Endeavor and Todoroki launch a fire attacks at them. What Izumi trying to get Iya and trying to get Iya and the other hero out of the way. So pretty much Stain moved out of the way while Koragg just used the shield to block it, but basically able to absorb it. Now, I am gonna say one of his attacks are doing more stronger. So the Dark Force, Evil Force, that would be a little more different power. Because everything he was starting to steal the measure with power, but in this case, he can actually he can steal quirks. No, I'm not gonna do that. He can steal the energy of quirks. So basically, he can steal the energy of it so you can't use your quirk. So he doesn't steal the quirk, but he can make sure you won't be able to use your quirk as long as he stole the energy to do it. So let's say Todoroki, let's say he stole the energy of Todoroki, and he literally can't use it to quirk because of the fact that he can't use it at all. So Koragg basically somewhat stole the energy of Todoroki and Endeavor. So they're almost immediately out of the question. And Izumi, she didn't get infected. So luckily, she has her original quirk plus one for all. So, she somewhat fights Izuku basically. Izumi, so brother versus sister in this case. So but it's almost instantly fast. So basically, she's bouncing around the wall trying to hit him. With basically, he's blocking her attack with his shield. With basically withstanding the blow of her punches. So pretty much like. She's so much stronger than Gwen. So, then as time went on, like he got on. I was like, got another ability, kind of like he can also go straight from actions of powers he has to absorb. So like, basically his attacks are stronger now. So like, imagine a full power Endeavor. Basically, he's fighting in so basically like this. The strength of his sword slash is the strength of Endeavor's strength. So like. Basically, the strength of Endeavor and Todoroki combined with his sword and shield. So, like, that's how strong he is, and he can grow stronger each time he uses it. So, he basically just blasted her away with wolf attack. Basically, just blasted her away from him. Then pretty much Stain is somewhat already defeated because the other hero dealt with him. So he ended up praying, he can't really win this fight, so he just teleports away. It's far impossible from this. So basically heroes are kind of more frustrated because they caught one vigilante, but they couldn't caught the other one. So they caught Stain but not Koragg, so they kind of fix it. And they also kind of figure out because Izumi knows that it's Izuku, but he doesn't really know how to stop him since he always like somewhat between teleports away and somewhat different. So yeah, so everything that plays out between the Stain arc and the camp um, the camera tech arc played out the exact same. So, um, Izuku, then pretty much like everything happened. So pretty much Izumi would play well as Izuku. So pretty much everything that Izuku done, Izumi done too. So pretty much everything there. So, minus the bone breaking up from her quirk. Then we're gonna go all the way to the during the time between those two, between the staying arc, the end of the staying arc, and the camp attack. Izuku was still training or doing patrols, helping people as he can, and literally now Izuku will end up once Izuku. Let's go back to the camp arc thing. So during the camp arc, Izuku will end up he run. Let's see what I can say about Izuku's case. He will end up somewhat stumbling across the. Like he will be like he won't show up again until like when the final battle between All Might and All For One. So he avoids all of it, and he also knows that he won't stand a chance against the full entire army of heroes. So he kind of be at a disadvantage. So once the attack of All Might and All For One almost basically when during the fight, and Izuku is watching, and he see. I think I'm gonna change this timeline a little bit. So instead of at the last part of the battle when All Might used the United States Detroit United States of Smash and slam off one to the ground, instead Off One literally still conscious, it'll still fight. So he gets up while All Might is literally powerless and unable to fight anymore. So basically he's hopeless. So pretty much like if the world is watching it, if the number one hero is somewhat on his knees while All For One get back on his feet while trying down, and literally Zuko is just watching. Don't know, like he knows something gonna happen. So pretty much he talked to Koragg like see who wanted to be the one to fight, and it'll be Koragg the one to fight instead. Pretty much he let Koragg take control. He transformed to Koragg. So when All For One's about to finish off All Might, Koragg jumps in front of All Might and just blocks All Might's force of attack, and he got bounced into a wall, bounced back, literally almost into All Might, into some rubble, but he's able to get up and even stand it. You know what I'm saying? It hurts a lot for his body. But he's the whole world watching as the vigilante is really just fighting it right there, fighting the most powerful villain in history. And right now, Izuku and Koragg know that when it comes to their standard chance against All For One, they don't really stand a chance against them. Because their power not like equal to that of All For One, so they kind of like being cautious about this one. Izuku and Koragg basically lunge straight at All For One. Basically, they charge straight at him, they kind of damage. They're doing like somewhat damage, but not a big one. So like they're doing more. They're taking more damage than they are than All For One is. He already is damaged, and the heroes are kind of like they don't want to get in, but like something like All Might telling not to interfere. They kind of try to figure out why. So, and Koragg is having like mostly his sword mostly is somewhat cracked. Like his shield is mostly cracked, and his sword is his armor is kind of like falling apart. But he still gets up ready to fight. Literally, he also started firing mostly every attack he has from. Basically, a love attack, the sword slash, the power of the master. Telling you on the master yet. So he ended up summoning into the Taurus again, charged right at All For One, and do a major big attack, but like it's not really doing. It is, but all one is still getting out and it's still conscious. So Koragg told him about another form, actually a form combining into another form. So he ended up so Izuku basically transformed into the Centaurus Wolf Megazord. Basically more shiny and like it's probably more powerful, whatever. So everyone just watch a giant robot just there right in front of him, down and looking right down at off one where really he just where and looking down at off one where off one just like him is doing more and more. He's doing a little damage now as he is now. And I can't remember what it's, I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say the power matter again. So if we say he's the most strongest move he has at the Wolf Megazord, the full power of the Master, where basically a giant slice attack straight down and off one, and slides straight down at him, basically for almost hitting the full blunt of the full attack, basically also shattering him to the ground where off one is. Off one is like knocked out to hell. And literally but also this one is also a little much danger for him since it's almost absorbing most of his energy. So like once he's done with the mode form, once he's done with the attack, he almost immediately starts dropping to his knees because he used too much energy to maintain the form anymore. Then he doesn't even have energy enough to actually teleport away this time. So once once they're on knee, the hero almost immediately try to surround Izuku and Koragg, like having an attack ready. We're almost trying to tell him to calm down and trying not to attack. The heroes are like ignoring it, kind of feel like I'm more worried about what Koragg gonna do. Literally, Koragg and Izuku just passed out from energy assault and literally just broke out. So the Megazord, he broke out, his Megazord broke apart, then the armor and shield broke apart. Basically, he's now just Izuku, basically completely passed out. And when the heroes come up to him, they see basically a child, no older than close to 16, really fight the most number one villain in the world. Ultimately, the villain has been giving them trouble for the past 10 years, give or take. They're always whining. The whole world sees the whole thing too. Basically, a kid, no older. So the hero basically able to arrest off one and put handcuffs on Izuku. Where basically they're trying, then they pull into a police cruiser, head straight to the police station. While All Might is literally just watching the whole thing, while also kind of don't know what to do because of the fact that his adopted son is like just heading straight to the police station. So, while Izumi and Baku kind of relieved that apparently Izuku is back or kind of captured now, but they don't know what's really going to happen to him since he hasn't really killed anyone. He hasn't really killed anyone with Country Story. He's more like it's sort of kind of do like irritate them, like knock them out but not kill. So he doesn't even have a kill record. He did have been lying together things, so he's not a full on villain. So, now when the doctor is then we're gonna say like they didn't take the police station. They also had a doctor there. So once he's at the police station, they examined his body to see much about his powers. Also, they had All Might, Nezu, Mr. Ozawa, and pretty much the three plus Inko and Izumi. Then what they learned about that Izuku's quirk is sentient, so pretty much they're two separate bodies. So one part of the fight was Izuku's fighting, but the other one was Koragg's. And that's when they discovered the most. They found that the two forms are actually two separate persons. So they discovered that the red one is the one that Izuku can control, and the other one is Koragg, the purple one. Then they realized the fact that most of the fight they ever had with Koragg was actually the only Koragg they fought was the purple one. Mostly basically. Then they're trying to figure out what to do with him now because he was a vigilante for almost 10 years, somewhat more like he only a vigilante for 5 to 6 years. Once that was done, Izuku just that's right Izuku they try to figure out what to do with him because they don't know what to do. Another thing he wanted to put him into UA where he pretty much Izuku they see the fact he has great potential as a hero, and the fact that pretty much that he fought into the number one hero, to the off one, which basically took a lot of energy to do, and basically took a lot of energy to defeat him. Yeah, so after that, Izuku wakes up in the police station with handcuffs in his hand on his arms. But he doesn't really try to resist it, he just let it happen. He just sit there, just looking around, also looking straight. And he also saw Nezu, All Might, Inko, and Izumi right there. Where he just looks like when he saw Inko and Yumi, he just looks away from them almost immediately after that. So he just only in his guts, you don't want to see them again. So once they're trying to figure out, then they started questioning Izuku, trying to figure out when is Koragg awakened, why did he run away, why did he become vigilante, etc., etc. So they explain that Izuku is Quirk. He's awakened after when he told them that Izumi and Bago bullied him the day he disappeared. So he disappeared right after that. So his Quirk awakened, and it was Koragg who took control, where he ended up Koragg knocked him out, and he wanted to keep Izuku safe, so he ended up taking Izuku away from onto the people to make sure he don't get in trouble. Also, so he can able to train without getting stopped by pretty much his parents or anyone else. So he also explained that the reason why he's vigilante because of the fact that Koragg also because Izuku sees the heroes as only in for the fame and the fortune. So Koragg he and Koragg kind of had an agreement to only become vigilantes. Then they kind of see, then let's say Nezu kind of asked him, did he want to be a hero? And Izuku said yes. He fight for the people, not for fame or fortune. Basically, was actually brought a smile to All Might, Inko, and Ozawa that was actually there. He heard the whole thing. He was actually glad he got someone who actually, and pretty much when he talked to him, what he's a hero, wait. And he also, I don't think to say that Brandon, but Nezu asked Izuku, what comes to being a hero, what's more important, power or experience or power? And Izuku just said to Prince that experience outgo power. Pretty much, Izuku and Kaw's case, they fought with experience. Pretty much, experience leads to success. If you only fight with power, you're easy to defeat. And that's what actually shocked everybody. Mostly Ozawa and Nezu. And it kind of they actually liked this kid because of the fact that he's fighting more with experience than they ever do with power. Because if you fight more with power, you're pretty easy. Your enemy can predict how to take you on just by attacking with power. And you have no experience. And take no experience from your failures. So, what that happened, now, Izuku did end up going to court because of the fact of his vigilante. Because of him being vigilante. Then, Izuku, worked, most of the cases, basically, people who were most of the people who was against him are mainly just heroes, kind of they think he was somewhat too dangerous. But there were a lot of people who actually supported him, a lot of civilians, a lot of other heroes, even All Might, and people actually agreed that he was actually a hero in the case. Now, in this case, Izuku won the case and ended up pretty much he ended up having his charge was dropped. Stuff had his core name, but he's gonna use car as a hero name now. and he started reliving with his mother. Well, I can't say it. Well, I'm not gonna say one. I'm gonna say it anyway. He's gonna live with his mother again with Izumi basically all the time. So he would relive with them again. Um, but he would be like Izumi kind of like I. I would say in this case, Murray was actually I didn't remember. Murray was killed, so he would. No, I did someone else. So I can't remember who I did with him. So I'm gonna say Zeus would be put in class 1. I'm gonna put him in class 1B because I feel like it'd be better for. I don't want him to kind of have front with his sister and his former best friend. So he's gonna end up working at probably like then. Mostly, Mizuki just find like kind of like for experience and try to get experience and he started attending UA, extending class 1B, attending class 1B. Also getting experience from that. So pretty much, Izuku will get experience from his own fights between class 1A and class 1B. Will also get experience from class 1A's fails. Basically all that. And he will basically he will see like he will starting to find out better and better. And also Koragg will kind of see the fact that like Koragg doesn't see the hero. Like, he sees mostly most heroes are kind of dealing for fame and fortune, but he started seeing them starting slowly going down with Zuko's case. So they're both trying to see the hero world differently, but they kind of like struggling in that case. So Izuku will work with it. So that will be the end of what if Deku had Koraggs has its quirk. So yeah, it was just really part 2 anyway. So yep, see ya.